Get the Killing Fiend uploading to YouTube. We'll find a match with this one. We'll be on our way. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. One thing that I'm going to be interested in seeing in this league is the tension between sorcery speed discard and Serum Visions awkward alongside our copies of Silumgar Scorn. Is Flip Bolas actually good? I think a 4/4 flyer for 4 that makes your opponent discard a card is like playable in certain matches in Modern, and like the fact that it can flip is an okay upside. I feel like I'm not playing this deck to mulligan hands like this. I mean, to a degree, Stormbreath is also good against Lingering Souls because it doesn't get blocked by them. I don't even know what the backside... You should just assume the backside reads win the game. You should just assume the backside reads win the game. You've spent 12 mana. It's going to win the game. You're such a negative Nancy, Matthew. It's 11. Sorry. It's only 11 mana. Apologies. Oh, look, we have actual Counterspell. And many people have told me that Counterspell is what Control needs to be good in Modern, so clearly we're going to win this game, right? I think I'm just gonna play this Snapcaster out naked if they don't give me something to Counterspell. It's really sad that the Pyromancer's Ascension stuck last turn instead of being able to counter it this turn. I think I want to just put Snap into play to start attacking them. So long as it's PG-13, that's fine. Nothing obnoxious, please. Links are enabled in chat. Act like an adult, you'll be treated like an adult. Yeah, magic-related stats are always great. Always welcome to share magic-related stuff here. Oh, they're playing Thing Ascension. That makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, just be careful who you share the stats with. You don't want to end up in WotC's data dungeon. This matchup's probably really bad for us, but, you know, we'll see. Whoa, they just pathed us. That is absurdly good for us with this Bolas in hand. Keep the stats underground. The underground stat railroad. Would like to draw another Bolas here for sure. So if they kill this one, we have a backup. Trigger. What does this backside do? Draw 2 cards, deal 10 damage, put a creature or planeswalker from a battlefield, exile all but the bottom card of a library. All right. What's Wizard of the Coast actually going to do? Well, they can ban you from playing Magic. They can... I'm actually going to decline getting a land here because there's a Nicol Bolas on top of my deck that I would like to draw. Is it funny that... It's funny to me that people don't know if I'm being serious about the data dungeon or not. Thanks for 6 months of glorious pig flooping. Green apples, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Wizards of the Coast has sent notifications to places like Goldfish before when they publish more data, asking them to stop. And I don't know that they'd actually do anything to anyone, but they could. They're a private organization. They can do whatever they want within the confines of Magic. What do we think? 0% to win the game? Less than 0%? Alright, I have some graveyard hate here. Kolaghan's command is pretty slow. Fatal Push is actually pretty good. Brutality's probably a little bit slow. Surgical's probably not good enough, actually. I mean, our hand has Counterspell in it, chat. Actual, factual Counterspell. And based on what I've been told, there's no way actual, factual Counterspell can be winning. Have we flipped Nicol yet? No, this is our game 2 of the first match. Trying to play a red card on turn 3 probably means we have to change the mana base. Ooh, look at all these counterspells, chat. Look at all these counterspells. Yes, you can snap Silumgar, Scorn, and reveal a dragon. Are you going to repeat actual counterspell every time you have Scorn with a dragon in hand? 100%. Not close. Rats! We're so unlucky, chat. They had a land. I wanted to get them, chat. I wanted to grrr. Grrr. Revealing a dragon is an additional cost. It's not an alternative casting cost. I mean, this deck is basically Grixis control with some weird top end in it, and Silumgar Scorn. Alright, Mr. Bolas, you didn't do so hot last time. I believe in you. I believe in you, Mr. Bolas the Ravager. Ravage my opponent, Mr. Bolas. Oh yeah, if Silumgar Scorn was like Force of Dragon, the card would be cracked in half. No, now we have 2 mana counterspell. Silumgar Scorn also works if you have a dragon in play. So Silumgar Scorn is reveal from hand or control. Ooh! We found some more candy, chat. I don't know what Wizards of the Coast pays people that work in R&D, but I'd be very surprised if it was enough money to get me to move to Seattle. Also, I really don't have a desire to move into a career in game design. I like playing games. Our black-red land is on flavor. You're not wrong. It's possible I should have held up Scorn here. They have a Path to Exile and they're trying to decide which one to hit here. Oh, yeah. You feeling the thunder, chat? Thunder. Whoa, whoa. Get him. Get him. Bring the storm, baby. Worth noting that if this was Thundermaw, they'd be dead right now. So that's something you want to keep track of when you're thinking about it. It's something you want to keep track of. The meme. I thought about Nameless Inversion, and then I put Collective Brutality in my deck like a good boy. Yeah, that's true too. If it had been either of those other two. That being said, like, this Stormbreath Dragon is like impossible to kill, right? They need double bolt. They need exactly double bolt. They can't helix it. They can't path it. But like, they'd be further behind if this was either of the other options. Yes. With so many Baneslayer Stormbreath, that's true. That's true. It is better against Baneslayer. Bedlam Reveler is something to keep in mind to proactively spellbomb them. I probably should have done that. They should be dead here, right? They're only attacking for 7. There's no way they're going to get this up to lethal. If they bolt me, they only do 12. I like to think Stormbreath and Baneslayer have mutual indifference. I like it. I like it. Take your own way out. So they have Mentor. Does that mean I want more removal? Do I want these Collective Brutalities on the draw against Mentor? I kind of want at least one more in my deck, but I don't really have anything I want to cut. Maybe 3 Spellbomb is too many. Do I want Damnation? Damnation seems kind of narrow. I'm just gonna run it like this. Look at all these dragons. The art on this card is great, by the way. Man, we've got Silumgar's Scorn, Nicol's full with a Stormbreath kicker. How can we possibly lose this game of Wizard Poker? Well, Cian's not good, but it's certainly a keep. So the Serum Visions is going to be digging for a red source for us. Yeah, I think I'm just down for all of these, right? Is it greedy to bottom one of these? Do I need more interaction than Scorn and Bolt before I get to Stormbreath Dragon? I might. I feel like I'm supposed to top or bottom. Well, I drew a red source too. Like, I drew a red source and we scryed into double red source. So, like, do I want to keep these or do I want to ship? Yeah, let's keep one. Yeah, splitting the difference is probably fine. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Scalding Tarn out, so this way, if they play a Mentor, we can just bolt it. If they play a Thing or an Ascension, we can Scorn it. I think that's required to counterspell. Peace, Holler. Have a good one. That's such weird timing on this. I guess they just assume I'm countering this, but still. We've been very good at having Scorn and Dragon in our opener. Like, kind of absurdly good at it. Alright, if we hit a 5th land, we get to curve Nicol into Stormbreath Dragon. And, like, maybe race whatever they're doing. This is the first match of this league. Hopefully this is a Monastery Mentor. Tilt. Yeah, this card's gonna bury us very quickly. Hopefully we hit a 5th untapped land here, so we can just go Dragon and the Dragon and the Dragon. Yeah, and the nice thing about Silumgar's Scorn is that in the early game, you don't really need it enabled. So you, like, have time to draw more dragons, basically, to enable it. See if we get punished here for our sequencing on that Sylvan. That's Serum Visions. Would Crux of Fate be better than Damnation? Maybe. 5 mana is a lot of mana. This is unfortunate. So they killed Nicol. So let's draw a land. If we hit a land here, running dragons might be able to race whatever they have going on. All right. It's like second best to drawing a land, I guess. We could take a card out of their hand and put another threat into play. It's not a very good card to take. They're just going to bury us very quickly with whatever they're doing. If they're out of cantrips, it could be okay. Land. I'm going to Inquisition here. And then probably snap Serum Visions to find my land. Okay. Alright, if they brick off for a turn, we're going to need a couple of turns of bricks here. Like, the problem is with this active Ascension, just like any cantrip they draw means they're going to draw most of their deck. Having played the other side of this before. Our counter spells also don't really do anything at this point. Because they could be playing something weird like Simian Spirit Guide. No real reason not to play around it. Alright, we gonna draw like 2 to 3 lands in a row. Or Path to Exiles. Path to Exiles would be great draws. For us. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Balmy breeze blown through ya. Do 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 pew 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 pew. So they're dead in 2. Need 2 more bricks out of you. Brick by glorious brick. Hope my opponent's gonna be able to be a brick mason by the end of this game. That would be ideal for us. Just in case they drew something like Remand. This is pretty free to cast. Yep, alright. 1 more Bricksky Poo, opponent. 1 more Bricksky Poo. Alrighty. Survey says... untapped land. Untapped land. What do they draw? They're just making me click through it? Feels like they're making me click through it here. Enter combat. I'm 0% to play around Settle the Wreckage here. Sweet. They're dead to this bolt. Yeah! Stormbreath Dragon. Ew. Stormbreath Dragon. Here there be dragons. How are we doing, folks? How we doing? Happy Monday, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Logan. We're hanging out playing some Magic, playing some Grixis Dragons here in Modern with the new Nicol, Bolas, the Ravager. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without all of their support. Past that, you can support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders with them. Honey would love to save you some money. You can check out link bit.ly/HoogleHoney to install their free browser add-on while supporting my content at no cost to yourself. What Honey does is when you're shopping online, it takes a look at your shopping cart and searches online automatically for coupon codes. And if it can save you some money, it offers you the coupon code to save you some money. And if it can't, it leaves you completely alone. So there's no reason not to check it out. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 7 weeks now, and we truly enjoy it. Lisa provides foam mattresses. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can check out links bit.ly/HugelbedUS and bit.ly/HugelbedCA to save $160 or more on your new foam mattress with Lisa. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. We've got some Silumgar Scorns, we got some Inquisitions, we got some Lightning Bolts, we got some Bolases, we got some Stormbreath Dragons, we got ourselves a Grixis Dargon deck. Let's roll on into the second match here and see if we can keep it up. Would love to play first. I'm gonna YOLO this one. We get, what, 4 shots at a second land? We have 25 lands in the deck. Yeah, 4 shots at a second land. Hand's got a lot of good cards in it. Hey, what's going on, Stinger? Sorry for the flood there at the end of that last one. Whoo, doggy. That's, and then some good ones. Drew the second land. It's going double discard spell, double counter spell, removal / discard spell. Nice, Stinger. Vessel of Nascency. Okay. Color me intrigued. Resto. Oh, are they playing the Abzan? It looks like Abzan Reanimator. Maybe they have like a Traverse the Ulvenwald package. So we're going to play the basic island here. We'll draw Snapcaster next turn, probably fetch Blood Crypt, and then go snap Serum Visions to try and find ourselves some more lands and a dragon. Yeah, it could be something like a Seance deck. Do I need double black? I don't think I need double black, right? No, not at all. So I'm just going to hedge and get more red. Even just drawing a dragon is good because we've got the double Scorn in hand. Looking for like land plus dragon ideally here. First and only warning, Mathmoy. Please do not use the word retarded in the derogatory fashion in my channel ever again, or you'll be permanently removed. Ideally, you shouldn't use it in your everyday life either, but you're definitely not allowed to use it here that way. Please and thank you. So we picked up the Dargon. We didn't find the land we were looking for, but we picked up the Dargon, and then we're able to hopefully scry into a land here. 1, 4, 5. So I get a land or creature there, so they'll pick up a land out of that mess. They put Gavany Township in their hand, sure. So their hand is Resto, Siege Rhino, Plains, Llanowar Waste. There's a Dragonskull Summit, sign me up. Start with this, see where we get. There's a good chance this misses. They only have 1 card we don't know. Yeah. Probably be boarding out the Inquisitions. Clicked through my combat step because Magic Online lagged. Sometimes things happen. Probably see them take Treetop Village here. Oh, this can take a land, right? Yeah. Artifact, creature, enchantment, land, planeswalker. Yep, took Treetop Village. So there's that. They're playing around counter spells here. Which feels a little bit bad. I think I'm just supposed to keep holding up Scorns here while I have them. And this is like the touch awkward part, right? Like, do I like tap out for my threats and like let them play their own threats? I found a Lingering Souls. It's a little brutal. Found a lot of. So they took Scavenging Ooze. They ditched a Lingering Souls there. The thing that's really tough about this here is that now they get to play Scavenging Ooze and Flashback Lingering Souls this turn, so they get to generate a 2-spell turn, and I actually can't counterspell them twice. But my right to be a dickhead. You are allowed to be rude and inconsiderate to people in your personal life forever you want. That does not extend to my private channel here. Please go away. You're right. Your rights to free speech stop when you enter my private chat. Leave. Nice, isn't tough. So what do I want to do here? So we know they have Battle Cattle, Resto. I think I just want to play Stormbreath Dragon and spam here. I just want to play Stormbreath Dragon and smash. And then, like, if we draw an untapped land next turn, I can, like, play Nicol plus hold up Scorn still. I know, I'm almost certain that Brutality is going to miss, so I don't think there's a big reason to play Brutality out here. Yeah, there's a good chance they just can't take Stormbreath off the table. Good chance they just can't take Stormbreath off the table. This is going to be a Moo Cow almost certainly. Yep. That's actually a pretty good draw for us, right? Because it means I get to go Bolt this, Brutality this, hold up Silumgar Scorn still. They fire up Treetop Village. Maybe they can just race here. Bolt, Brutality would have dealt 5 to them, putting them to 6. So no, that's not lethal. Hey, Stomp Dog. That's really brutal. I think I'm just casting this to get it out of my hand at this point. I just like don't want to lose this race to them putting four tokens into play this turn. This lets me play Nicol Bolas next turn. I guess I shouldn't have revealed Nicol Bolas. I didn't want them to be able to kill this in response, but they really don't have anything outside of like Dismember that kills this in response. So please stop spamming that the stuff has been leaked in chat. People that are interested in it will find it. So they have Resto and then 2 cards I don't know. Oh, it's been so long. I forgot you can't kill it in response. Thank you for pointing that out. It's worded as you cast. Yeah, I thought it was different. I definitely was misremembering how this card was worded. 10 out of 10 misremembered how that card was worded. So, untapped land is lethal next turn. We get to go ahead and monster this if we hit that. Yeah, no intervening if clause on that one. That is correct. Because Magic is intuitive, consistent, and easy to understand. It is definitely all of those things. Stormbreath Dragon having protection from white has been so absurdly relevant this league so far. Just like back-to-back matches where it was just like super relevant. That both of our dragons have an upgrade that lets them flip when they get 7 mana. Just keep fighting the good fight, Jeff. Love the content that you don't put up with people's BS. Thank you, Houston, for the bits. I appreciate the support. We're 1-0. We beat Jeskai Thing Ascension in the first match. This is the second match of game 2. Could be going either way here. I think if we miss the land drop, we could be in a little bit of trouble here. If we miss the untapped land. It's my favorite type of mathematics. Graph theory. Network analysis. So do they have enough to fire up Treetop and activate Township? I think they do, actually. Let's see, what do we draw here? Do they hit Unburial Rites? They did hit Unburial Rites. Worth noting that Ashen Rider can't target Stormbreath Dragon. He's white. Alright, Bolas is gone. Untapped land, chat. Need an untapped land. We're gonna draw Temple of Tilt, Creeping Torpid here, and just like be very sad, but untapped land is the lethals. Smoke if you got him, chat. Smoke if you got him. Oh, yeah. Just, can we talk about my boy Stormbreath Dragon and everything he represents to our great nation? Oh, yeah, just, you're a monster, Stormbreath Dragon. You're a monster. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Get him. Get him. Arrgh. Storm Daddy, go and give it to you. You sold me on Stormbreath Dragon. He's dead! He's dead! Mercy! Nihil Spellbomb is absurd here. I think Surgical's probably fine. Brutality seems pretty bad. Fatal Push is probably okay. Does Kolaghan's Command do enough here? I feel like it might not be. Oh, yeah, Inquisition was real bad, right? That's definitely an easy cut. How do I feel about Damnation? Damnation's probably fine, right? I think I'm gonna do that. Let's do this. Yeah, taking out Inquisition is A+. I think I like this. Also worth noting how much better Stormbreath was than Glorybringer there. And like, obviously we're playing against white decks, so like Stormbreath's alt text is coming up a lot, but and in K Command, your best weapon at grinding games, kinda. It needs to be doing something meaningful with the grind though. And like, the opponent has a lot of extra cards that they don't mind discarding. Yeah, splitting Damnation with Crux or playing 2 Crux could be better. I didn't think about Crux when I was putting this deck together. It's not a card that was on my radar. What's going on, James? Howdy, howdy. Planescape. Dealer's choice. Who thinks about Crux? Commander players? Oh no! MTG Finance is coming for your Stormbreath Dragons, chat. Be careful. Be careful. Alpine Moon is fine. It's decent against Tron and Valakut. They took my Surgical. Interesting. Okay. Heyo. Heyo. And this is the sweet thing about Silumgar Scorn. When your opponents choose to play around it and just play a turn behind, you then eventually draw a dragon and get to punish them for doing so, which is just like so very good for us. Or draw running dragons and punish them for doing so. Man, this curve takes me back, chat. This is a curve that takes me back. Joke's on you when I bought Scred 3 years ago. I fat-fingered my order and got too many. That's funny. That's true. Where is Rattleclaw Mystic in all of this? Hoping to draw a couple of lands here. Our deck's playing 25 plus some Serum Visions for a reason. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, do-do-do, do-do-do. You wouldn't have to identify Yu-Gi-Oh cards if you played Crux instead of Damnation. Strictly better. That's an annoying card. Land. All right, it's not a red source, but it's better than missing a land drop, I guess. The Jeff sing-along. Can't get to sleep without it. Duress. Just gonna do this so they stay out of my hand. Like I'm not doing anything else with my mana this turn anyways. They have untapped land, Flute Battle Kettle into play. I guess we get to Damnation them. Should be pretty good. If we hit an untapped red source here, we're just gonna like jam Stormbreath down their throat. As part of the donation queue, showing you a list and giving you a concept you want to see played. Sometimes, depending on what the list is, if you want me to build the deck card for you, I expect a little bit of a larger donation, because that requires a good deal more work on my part. I'm going to Fetch Shock and play this Thunderbreak Regent here, encouraging my opponent to extend some more. And then we can smack them with the Thunderbreak and play Damnation, I think. No, I think I want more out of the Damnation. Yeah, sweet. This worked out really well for us. Just like, I got to play my card. I got a card out of them for it. I have to take a hit here, but so long as they don't just go like land activate Gavany Township, I'm pretty happy with how this worked out. This dragon dies to path. It's so terrible. We had already shuffled the Bolas, chat, because we shuffled off the fetch land. My scry was already gone, chat. My scry was long gone, chat. Nobody got no scries. That's true. Hellkite would be better once they've already cast Souls. Wonder if there's a possibility that we're just like not supposed to play any, if we're just like not supposed to play any copies of Thunderbreak at all and just like play 5-drop dragons. I can see a world where that's correct. There's a good chance we just get burned out here. Although that is pretty decent. They've been missing land drops. We know they have 4 spells in their hand here. Discard like Ashen Rider and feel real bad. Discard a path, okay. Yeah, I think like you could just play like 4 or 5 drop dragons and do like 2 Stormbreath, 2 Thunder Daddy. Yeah, if they have a 3rd cow here, again, Stormbreath Dragon or Thunderball would be much, much better in this specific situation. And think if you're playing things like Sarkhan, you should probably be playing no Silumgar Scorn and just be a more aggressive deck. I'm gonna cut this and put this back in because it's more reach and it gives us some health. Yeah, I think Thunderbreak kind of underperforms in general. Like, not having haste 2 is a big deal. Like, it has pseudo haste, but again, don't just tell me why my deck should don't just tell me you should play a card. Form a structured, logical argument. Say, this deck has this problem, and I'm going to attempt to solve it by adding this card. That's why it's a good addition to the deck. Don't just be like, well, your deck has red mana and dragons, and Sarkhan's good with red mana and dragons, so you should play Sarkhan. Like, that's a lazy argument. That's not useful or constructive. I'm gonna bottom that, top a 3rd land here. You know, that being said, counter spells tend to be a little bit medium in Modern, so just not playing Scorn and being more aggressive might be fine too. In fact, I had someone submit a red-black Dragons deck that we'll probably try an iteration of. So Sarkhan lets you fix your mana, but Sarkhan only fixes your mana if you pass the base assumption that you can make red on 3. So Sarkhan, while it fixes for your more expensive spells, it adds a restriction early in the game. For Sarkhan, well, I don't have a Chandra, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, the Thunderbreak seemed pretty underwhelming, but I could definitely see a world where just playing more 5-drop dragons is good. I think that's too cute, definitely not Chris. I think that sounds really expensive and clunky overall. So, I really don't want to just play a Thunderbreak into a path here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass back. Sarkhan's very different from Teferi. Sarkhan is a card that only makes mana for a very specific subset of things. I'm just going to snap Scorn here on this. Just get a threat into play. And then I think because I have this Terminate in hand, I can go ahead and tap out for Thunderbreak next turn because I'll be able to terminate any threat that they play while we're tapped out. And then we'll be able to untap and have like Scorn up still too. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do this and then smack them. What do sub-tiers do? You can read all about the different benefits that I give for different sub-tiers at this URL here. MNESMTG, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Why did I play the check land on turn 3 and fetch on 4 instead of the other order? Because I wanted to be able to terminate on 3. Although maybe you could argue because I had Scorn, I shouldn't have done that. Stop it. Yeah. I forgot how good that feels, though. I definitely think this card's a little bit medium overall, but like, kill, counter your spell, trigger, hit you still feels just as good as it used to. Wow, their hand is garbage. All right, God bless. Well, I assume they cast Path on my turn because they weren't thinking about the timing. They probably didn't want to give me the untapped land, but they definitely should have done it during my upkeep. So, opponent's deck was a little bit clunky and we were able to leverage our pressure underneath them. 2-0, not a bad start, not a bad start. Yeah, and that's something a little bit more inexperienced players, that's a mistake they make a lot. A lot of people get trapped into like only playing their instance at instant speed, when in reality there are a ton of situations where you should play your instance at sorcery speed. Only have to win a very small number of matches to be a real modern deck from here. The Tron button has been pressed, right? And like I said, I had someone submit a red-black dragon, so they said I could tweak the details of. So that one's gonna be, we'll probably get to that by Friday. Thursday or Friday, depending on what other things do in the queue. This hand looks fine. Needs a 4th land, but we've got some cheap spot removal. Honestly, I wonder if you could probably just splash Nicol into red-black dragons. Fetch lands are great. This is your captain speaking. This is just your friendly reminder that Stoneforge Mystic is too strong for Modern. Thank you. Might as well be the Trod button, right? Alright, what are we doing here? This is a matchup where our counter spells are really bad, right? Collective Brutality is kind of medium as well. I think I'm just going to trim some of this top end. I guess Nicol's probably worse than Thunderbreak, huh? Fatal Push is kind of mediocre here. Leave my threats in to attack and block with. Actually kill them. Let's do this. We are 2-0. Down a game here in this 3rd match. Stands fine, not exciting, but fine. In the spirit of the dragons, here's some bits towards the Mardu Demigod deck. Thank you to Fizzy, I appreciate it. G-Con, thanks for checking out. Honey, I appreciate it. I think we're dead, chat. Guess we've got a couple of shots at Damnation here. It's really weird that it's turn 3 and we haven't dealt any damage to ourselves with our lands. Feels strange. Alrighty, well that's enough of that. Back it up, back it in, let me begin. Our 8 dragons, the minimum dragons for number of Scorns to work well, probably somewhere in the 6 to 8 range. You usually want to be able to see a dragon by the 3rd to 5th turn of the game, because you don't need Silumgar Scorn active on like turns 2 and 3 a lot of the time, because just force spiking them is good enough when you're early. Dragons are great. Creamy McCrunch, thank you for the 2-month resub and welcome back. Two and 1. After we finish this league with Grixis Dragon, we got 2 more matches here. We're gonna wrap up the day with a little bit of healthy variance ourselves. We've got a Grixis Hollow 1 variation that we're gonna be playing to wrap things up. I mean, our hand's got Counterspell in it. We can't lose, right? Counterspell fixes everything in Modern that you need to fix. Temple of Malice. All right. Glad we got a bunch of graveyard hate. Temple of Malice, for those that aren't familiar, generally signifies Goryo's Vengeance, which actual Counterspell is probably pretty okay against if we don't die this turn. That being said, the hardest part about this matchup is probably getting the opportunity to deploy a threat without dying. Snow-covered mountain. And this is a deck where we want to aggressively reveal Nicol even when our opponent's tapped out, because they're a 4 Simian Spirit Guide. Right, Justin Mack? Did I change my schedule? So I've always gone a little bit late in the afternoons on Monday and Friday, but I have recently moved up my schedule throughout the week. So I was previously I was streaming from 9 to 3 Cornfield time on Tuesday through Thursday, and now I'm doing 11 to 5. So I'm going till about 5 or so every day during the week now. Gives me time to get to the gym and do stuff around the house in the mornings, 3 days a week. My current schedule is pretty EU friendly, you're not wrong. So we've been going for almost 7 hours already, but we're gonna finish this league and play one more before we get done. And, you know, the nice thing about how I run things is because there's no music while I'm streaming, people can access me even if they don't catch me live. I didn't counter the second because it's my last counter spell. So, the first one I just kind of wanted to use my mana, but the second one, this is my last counter spell. The Switch gives you access to regional viewership type data. I don't think so. I believe YouTube does, but that doesn't really help me because I'd imagine my YouTube audience is more US based since a lot of people US work while I stream. I think Cavern of Souls is very, very bad in this deck. I'm gonna show you Exhibit A on why I think Cavern of Souls is bad in this deck. And again, this is just like kind of a textbook example of like disruption without pressure isn't good against combo decks. So like, while I had these 2 copies of Counterspell, this isn't really going to make my matchup very good here because they're just going to be able to power through my disruption here. We did beat Abzan, but we lost to Hollowed One. Looks like we're about to be down a game to Grishoalbrand here. I think splashing for Sarkhan is kind of silly, yeah. I don't think that really fixes problems that we have. Again, you want to be focused on fixing problems by making changes. These probably aren't very good. These fatal pushes are bad. The Terminates probably aren't very good. Yep. They had to draw 14 at a minimum, right? With a mana up still, they're like very unlikely to lose from there. Yeah, I guess Terminate does prevent them from gaining 7 some of the time. Maybe it's fine. So I think we're just attacking through the breaches here. Especially with all the graveyard hate in our deck, like being able to attack through the breaches and then draw graveyard hate is a very good plan for us. And again, for people that are interested in a more tap-out style build with 3 mana Sarkhan, we're going to give that a try sometime soon. There's a copy that someone sent me. That's a red-black build at the very least that they said I could make changes to, which I might get ambitious and splash Nicol Bolas into it. I think with a couple, if you're not playing Scorn, you could play Nicol Bolas off of like 4 Sarkhans and a couple of Caverns and like a few fetch lands. Alright, well, let's start with this, see where we get. And take your 2-for-1 with Night's Whisper. I'm going to shock this in. I'm going to take their Through the Breach away. And then ideally, we are going to draw. We're going to draw an untapped land next turn and start slamming dragons. Yeah, playing the Temple on 2 there felt a little bit weird to me too, Jat. I think just like gassing up on cards right away is probably a little bit better. Alright, Mr. Bolas. Watch like Bolas let them discard the Grishoalbrand so they can untap and play it, but I definitely want to do it right now because I want them to have fewer chances to draw it to discard here. But this is definitely a bit of a risk, but I need to put my clock into play. I can't not be attacking them. The fact that they're in the tank here hopefully means they don't have a free one to discard. They did not. Sweet. And then we actually have them on a very fast clock here, right? I get them to 15. I get to play this Thunderbreak Regent. Gosh, we're actually 1 short of killing them next turn, aren't we? I hit them for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I'm 1 short of killing them next turn. Notice that a lot of Jeskai lists are dropping Opt and Serum Visions, and if you think twice instead. I think blue cantrips are really crappy in Modern, and playing less of them sounds kind of appealing. Just like play a higher density of good cards. Seems more than reasonable. The power level of the cantrips in Modern on average isn't worth the tempo loss that you experience for playing them. I'm gonna not let them know that we have this lightning bolt. What's awesome too here is that if we win this game, we manage to win it without ever showing them graveyard hate, which is awesome. But I mean, Jeskai isn't a deck that's short on Snapcaster Mage targets, generally speaking. It's a deck that's got Path to Exiles, and it's got all sorts of other stuff. So they're going to 12 here, which means we're going to put them to 1 next turn, so we can attack for 11. We've not flipped Bolas. That was a good draw. Means their Faithless Looting has to find Agorio's Vengeance. Yeah, and that's why the reason why this card is potentially playable is not because it flips. The reason why this card is playable is because its front side is close to power level for Modern, I think, and then the fact that it could flip in a longer game should be viewed as all upside. Bola is just a big, evasive chittering rats. That's exactly correct. Is Terminate better than Lightning Bolt? Lightning Bolt did help us close that game out with Reach, which is nice. I think the bolts are better. Like, it's tough to hold up 2 mana all the time, too. Sign me up. Turn 1 Spellbomb, turn 2 Brutality. So we cover the Goryo's half of their deck with the Spellbomb, and we hopefully cover the Through the Breach half with the Brutality, and then we get to curve into some dragons here. We are 2-1 in this league. We lost to Hollowed one. Make sure we have double red here. The Scorn was a decent addition here too. Gosh, that's good too. All right, now let's just draw some lands for the next few turns, shall we? Wow, their hand is poopy. All right, well, I'm going to take that one away. Yeah, this is definitely fetching a basic island. They discarded Pact and another Shoal. Okay, so they must be working towards the they must have found it through the breach, right? They discarded another Shoal. Okay. And they discarded Snow-Covered Swamp. And they put a card on bottom. So they have Pact of Negation, Desperate Ritual, and then one card I don't know next turn. I want to just do this for a turn, put my shields down for a second. Just gotta try and not die to Through the Breach, basically. Put a card on bottom. This should hopefully lock things up. What are the odds I want to cast the Stormbreath Dragon this game? Low? Do I want to escalate this? I kind of want to escalate this to put myself above 15 so that way I don't die to Breach Worm. And I'm going to discard the Stormbreath because if I draw an untapped land, I can cast Thunderbreak while holding up Silumgar Scorn. And getting above 15 makes their Pact of Negation worse as well. Faithless Looting. How do you feel about countering this to just slam the Thunderbreak Regent? I guess if my plan was to do that, I should have kept the Stormbreath Dragon. Maybe my sequencing here my decision was bad. I definitely should have kept the Stormbreath Dragon if that was my plan. I think I'm supposed to counter this. I definitely kept the wrong dragon. I mean, they have a Pact, but yeah, the counterspell's worse when they have Pact, which is true. I definitely should have kept the Stormbreath Dragon and discarded this, though. Because then they'd be dead in 2. Do I cycle this to try and hit a 7th land? The backside doesn't actually do anything here, right? Creature or planeswalker. Yeah, the backside doesn't really accomplish anything. I'm just like not even supposed to flip the Nicol Bolas, right? I mean, I guess I can flip it and put Stormbreath into play. Which blocks a Grishoalbrand hit. $3 if you flip it. In. Now when people ask, have we flipped Nicol Bolas, we can answer yes now, right? You can say we can, in fact, flip the dragon. Good games, opponent. Paying up. Thank you for the bits, Nicholas Bolas. All right. So I made a small sequencing mistake that game when I banned the Thunderbreak instead of the Stormbreath Dragon, which gave my opponent 1 extra draw step, but they weren't able to capitalize on my mistake, which was nice. This card felt really reasonable. Part of me really wants to play just like red-black splash Nicol Bolas and try Sorkin out. That's probably what we'll do with the red-black list in the queue. It wasn't a mistake because it allowed us to flip Bolas. Fair. Touché. Yeah, so like discard into threats, Kent. Weird, right? Towards blue-white spookies, definitely can. Happy to, as always. As always, any 100 bits you cheer or $1 you donate can bump anything in the queue. Thanks everyone for hanging out today, by the way. We've got 1,200 people. We've got one more match here with Grixis Dragons, and then we're going to play a league with Grixis Hollowed One before I'm done for the day. Yeah, definitely, Defizzy. We've not played Blue-Red Phage, Johnny. We'll either do that tonight or first thing tomorrow. There's a deck list in the queue. You can type !donation queue to get a link to it in chat. Is it time for Owling Mine again? Whenever we get around to it. If I'm back on tonight, it'll probably be about 8:30 or 9 o'clock Cornfield time, about 5.5 hours from now. I would like to bolt your thing. Nicol Bolas was the perfect addition to this hand. We have a bunch of removal. We just wanted to add a threat. It's been a while since we had a Bit Bomb. Let's make it a Bant Spirit Bomb. Thank you, Trax. I appreciate it. Alright. I'm going to rattle my Chains opponent. I think I want to use my mana efficiently this turn. Alright, well now we'll just Collective Brutality that. I was thinking about Brutality and just like taking a spell, trying to hit a Collective Company. Easy one for one here. Next turn we can go Blood Crypt tap, Terminator Brutality into Nicol Bolas. We played Spirits since M19. We've played a Jeskai Spirits variation, but we haven't played Blue-White, Esper, or Bant on stream. Detroit Lion for helping teach others that it's important to respect others and how to say it. Thank you, Detroit Lion, for the bits. I appreciate it. This is like 10 out of 10 a thing, right? Spell Queller. So since we drew Scorn, I'm going to play the Polluted Delta so I can Scorn something at end step. Alright, I'm just going to play Drago here. This is perfect. Show me what you're working with. See if they want to Queller this or not. Yeah, I'm going to be at both CNODs, I believe. They are both on my schedule, barring some kind of emergency or anything like that coming up. They could also just like have Collected Company in hand or thinking about doing that instead. Now, we've been really good at drawing dragons to pair with our Scorns today. I don't think we've cast a single Scorn and not had a dragon yet today. Yes, it is, Jet. Very, very soon. Queller and a bunch of Rattle Chains. All right. So, this is a pretty good spot for us. We have to go ahead and play this out. And then I am going to Force Spike the second Rattle Chains here. And then Nicol Bolas is like a king among men on this board of spirits, right? Okay. It's a good line on the opponent's part. Makes sense. Holding the other one up to protect this one. Yeah, CNOS, I was planning to play one of Epic's digital events, but I think I'm going to cancel the ticket because they haven't posted any updates or let us know what formats or sets are going to be legal for it. So I haven't been able to practice, so I don't think I'm going to play it. We've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit, and mine's bigger than you. Wow, they've been the rattle change. So the last card must be something good, right? Dragons everywhere. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. What's going on, Red Baron? Howdy, howdy. This is a Damnation matchup. And we want to just cut the counterspells here. I kind of want to just cut the counterspells, right? Like, while tagging a collected company with Scorn seems appealing, it seems kind of awkward to have to sequence that around things, right? What do we think of this? Yeah, Hex has had some issues. You should check their website. Read some of their Friday updates from the last couple weeks, last couple months. I think I like this. Curtis, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Yeah, I think it's just like, I just want all my cards to play to the board. While stopping Collected Company, which is their effective best 2-for-1 with Scorn, feels appealing. I think especially with Mausoleum Wanderers taken into account, it's going to be difficult to have that work out in our favor. Maybe I will make a point to show up then, Nas. Yeah, Burkhart has moved on from Hex. $20 Thunder, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Man, this hand is so good with the blue source. What do the kids say? YOLO? Yes. All right. Is Zach here? Zach, I feel like we really need a need to draw land, draw uncastable 4-drop emote. I really feel like nothing summarizes this deck better than that. So how do I want to sequence this here? Is it Supreme Phantom or Spellqueller here? What do we think? I guess if I take Rattle Chains, they're obligated to play Phantom next turn, and then I can bolt it. Spellqueller does make it harder to stabilize. That's true. Let's do that. I guess I can bolt the Phantom and then Collective Brutality the Rattle Chains. And like, this all assumes we draw a land, right? Like, if we miss on a land, I'm probably dead, but we knew that keeping this hand. That wasn't the droid we were looking for, but we'll take it. That wasn't specifically the droid we were looking for, but it's certainly the one we will accept. No, I'll take it. I'm not greedy. I was happy with Dragonskull Summit. I'd have been happy with Basic Mountain. I ain't greedy. So we're hoping they didn't draw Mausoleum Wanderer here. If they drew Mausoleum Wanderer, they can Spell Pierce or Lightning Bolt with it at instant speed thanks to this. If we hit a blue source, especially an untapped one, this Serum Vision should propel us into the rest of our stuff. All right, Brutality is absurd here because it lets me convert. I think I'm bidding the Bolas here. What do we think? I think I'm bidding Bolas. Because Stormbreath not dying to any of their... I guess it's harder to cast. I'm gonna bin the Stormbreath because it's more expensive. Yeah. I'm taking their paths. Like, they're not gonna have that many paths. Well, we're missing a land, but, you know, they don't have a lot going on either. I need to save this other brutality for killing them through worship, I think. I deserve this, I guess. At least we hit our second land on 2, I suppose. You kill them with Collective Brutality. Because Collective Brutality says lose life, not deal damage. Alright. Blue source, please. Ding. Alright, well, let's just 2-for-1 them a couple of times here, hopefully. Man, they brought in Unified Will? I'm like, this is gonna ramp, their path is gonna ramp us to 5. And then, does this backside deal anything? Oh yeah, it does all sorts of stuff. That's how we beat worship, with the Bolas ultimate, chat. The Bolas ultimate is how we beat worship. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Attack you for 4 now. Hit you for 4 now. It's gonna hit. They must have collected company, right? No, they don't have collected company. Are they pathing this instead of my Nicol Bolas? Seems a little suspect. Wow, they really are. Okay. Awkward. Well, they're just pathing both of them. Why did they take the hit if they had 2 paths? Taking the hit seems really bad there. Nah, it's not spooky if they had 2 paths. I just don't understand why they took the hit. Yeah, like, if you have 2 paths, you really shouldn't take the hit because you have another path should I play a threat you care more about. Like, thanks for the 4 free damage, I guess. Can I tell you about my friend land number 7, chat? What are they holding up? What on God's green earth are they holding up? I really don't understand. It's because they don't think you can beat worship. I guess. Something. Sure. I guess that explains what's in their hand. So do I kill their thing, or do I draw 2 cards? I think I just draw 2 cards, right? I'm so glad my resub was on me Monday. Thank you for the 7-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Go. Who needs lethal when you could flip Bolas, right? This is like attacking Karn. You're technically reducing his loyalty, but like, are you actually winning the game? If we win this game, we'll be 4-1, chat. Glory to the Grixis Dragons. Glory to the Grixis Dragons. I actually already have a Stormbreath Dragon in my bin. How many results will DNT have to put up in Legacy before you acknowledge? I mean, Death and Taxes puts up a ton of results because a ton of people play it. It's a cheap deck monetarily wise to build, so people play it constantly. Thanks for the 6 months, Jay Gross. I'm gonna do a quick hip check here. Oh, you know what? I should have done this first. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The world is our oyster, chat. The world is our oyster. Chat, I can probably close my eyes and choose game actions at random and it's gonna be okay. So many Bolas, so little time. So thoughts on the Grixis Dragon deck. Thunderbreak Regent really underperformed. Stormbreath Dragon really overperformed. There is a red-black dragons list in the queue that I have been given permission to make some minor edits to that I think will end up rebuilding into something close-ish to this without the Silumgar Scorn. Basically, build it into a more tap-out style control deck that's just going to splash Nicol Bolas off of Sarkhan, probably. This deck is weak, though. If you like Silumgar Scorn, it was good at several points that league, so... I definitely think there are some matches where it's very, very reasonable. Is Nicol Bolas your new OG? I mean, this costs 4 mana. That's like way less mana. That's way less mana. All right, we're gonna roll. Nicol Bolas did overperform. I agree with that. We're gonna roll.